Good afternoon, one and all. Today is a beautiful gray day. No shadows. See? No shadows. In the prison, I mean village, here we all are. And might I suggest you watch your representatives flirting with the fiscal cliff. This fiscal cliff that they all seem to run towards at great speed, as if they were marmosets or lemmings. Nothing can stop them now. Do they represent you? Do they represent somebody else or something else? Just a few ideas for you. And that it looks to us as though they're going to be bringing out austerity. I don't know if you've noticed, but the same thing is happening in Europe. They call it austerity, and here they're going to call it fiscal cliff and financial responsibility. And so I just thought I would bring up a few things with you to go over the items. That there is a great similarity between America and Europe. And what is the similarity is that it seems as though the powers that be are subservient to the financial class. So that is why they keep saying they have to borrow money, and they have to keep raising the debt ceiling and all this. When in the design of our Constitution, it says that Congress has the power to coin money and set the value thereof. The Congress doesn't have to borrow anything. Those that have, well, it seems to me to be almost a little bit treasonous, that they would have to borrow money. They do this to make themselves obligated to the financial system. So that's something to bear in mind. They are not representing you and me. They're representing somebody else. And they want to come to an agreement before everything is repossessed. This goes back even further before our Constitution. Because as you can see, they have been whittling away and taking away our rights, the Constitution line. They have been going after our Declaration of Independence, less and less independent, more and more dependent and interdependent with other nations. It goes back even further than that, because as we can see, it's all about robbing from the poor to give to the rich, which is something from the time of Robin Hood and King John, and around 1215 AD, when there was another document drafted called the Magna Carta, which is actually more of a financial document than a political one. But still, the case is that it seems as though everything is throwing away all the progress of the past 1,000 years. So, be that as it is, I thought I would point something else out to you that I happen to have noticed. Have you noticed the flags on the buildings? Here in America, the flags. There's usually at least 3 of them. Which flags are they? Number 1, there's the American flag, the Stars and Stripes. Number 2, there's a state flag for the state that you live in. And number 3, there's the black flag. Do you know the one that says MIAPOW? Missing in action, prisoner of war. And I thought I would just mention that we're supposed to think that that's some prisoner that was captured in a war, and that we're supposed to remember him. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with that memory, but it stays fixed in your mind. But I'm just wondering if I would interpret it more logically, if that was one of our sovereign flags, the black flag. Perhaps. When did America last go to war? I mean, declare a war legally, constitutionally with Congress. That's like over 70 years ago, 1941. Have we been peaceful ever since? No. I think there has been a war, and it's over. The black flag. The black flag is a reminder that the war is over, and that perhaps you are the prisoner of war. We are prisoners of war. This is our prison. Have you noticed how the state, the government, has been becoming more of a police state? How the police have been becoming more militarized? How they have surveillance everywhere? So I just thought I'd leave that idea with you. And I suggest perhaps you contact your so-called representatives and tell them that this fiscal cliff is a bunch of nonsense, that, they've made the whole thing up. They've put the other law in place that will cause all these terrible cuts and things and taxes. They've done it. They don't have to put a penny of tax in anybody. They don't have to borrow a penny from anybody because the Constitution gave them that power. But yet, they are submitting to a greater authority. What's a greater authority than our government? Right now, it's the banks, because they can create and control the money in our privatized money system. So I thought I'd leave that with you and watch the news with that perspective and see where it leads. So until later, we'll be seeing you.